Also one confusing concept that I'd like to clarify. So we're talking about decorticate and decerebrate position. Now, what if you are given an illustration and then you're being asked to type what type of abnormal positioning is the patient manifesting? Is it decorticate or decerebrate? That's kind of easy. It's easier than when what you are being given is actually a description of the arms flexed, abducted towards the body, with the wrist internally rotated and the legs in full extension. So that's more difficult to decipher. It's easier if you know how to label the position based from an illustration or a picture, okay? Okay, so here's a concept. Decorticate rigidity is characterized by unilateral or bilateral postural change, meaning one-sided or both left and right sides, of upper extremities flexed and adducted, the lower extremities in rigid extension. So it's due to lesions in the thalamus, internal capsule, or cerebral white matter. This is how it looks like. That's decorticate posturing. What do you need to pay particular attention to? Look, the arms are adducted, meaning it's towards the body, and the elbows are flexed, and the wrists are flexed, okay? The legs are in full extension, okay? So that's decorticate rigidity. Maybe sometimes it's easier for you to remember decorticate rigidity like this. This is decorticate. This is what you do during the first night of honeymoon when you pull the blanket over yourself and do like this. That's decorticate rigidity. But when somebody pulls it down, then it becomes decerebrate rigidity. During honeymoon, okay? So let's move on. Now, sometimes what's difficult is that they're asking you to label this and then you misspell decorticate. What an opportunity lost, okay? So you begin to question yourself, did I spell it correctly? So pay particular attention to the spelling. It's decorticate, okay? Decorticate rigidity. Now, decerebrate rigidity is characterized by posture found in those with lesions of the upper part of the brainstem and the cerebrum. The patient lies in rigid extension, the arms internally rotated at the shoulders, elbows and knees, hips extended, fingers, ankles, and toes flexed. The jaw may be clenched with the neck hyperextended. It looks like this. Look, jaw will be clenched, the neck hyperextended, and the legs are also extended. Look, even the arms are extended. Okay, so therefore, decorticate rigidity, decorticate, the one we had a while back, is abnormal flexion. Decerebrate rigidity, this time, what we have here, decerebrate rigidity is abnormal extension. Look, the arm, okay, the neck are extended, and the legs are also extended. Okay, now to simplify, let's compare. Decorticate. Remember, this is a code. Decorti, T, means there's a lesion or a problem in the thalamus, T, decorticate. Decerebrate, B, there's a problem in the brainstem or cerebrum, B, okay, decerebrate. So decorticate thalamus, decerebrate brainstem or cerebrum, okay? Next, in terms of the arms, in decorticate, bent towards the body with the wrist and fingers held onto the chest, bent towards the body, adducted. In terms of decerebrate, the arms and the neck are extended. See, the neck with the jaw clenched. Okay, here arms are adducted, here arms are extended. Okay, legs in both positions are in extension. Okay, as a whole, decorticate rigidity is described as abnormal, sorry for that wrong spelling, abnormal flexion, and decerebrate rigidity, it's abnormal extension, okay? So decorticate, abnormal flexion, decerebrate, abnormal extension. Decorticate, problem in the thalamus, decerebrate, problem in the brainstem and cerebrum, okay? Okay, great. So, test-taking key, stay focused and don't be confused. Okay, don't focus on trivial things. There are things that are nice to know and there are things that are just good to know, but these are not must knows. So if there are things that's only you who knows about it, chances are nobody would ask about it on the test because nobody knows about it other than you, okay? So remember, it doesn't make sense knowing something that you think you're the only one who knows it. It's not gonna be there. Okay? Kung ikaw lang nakakaalam, wala yan sa test. Okay? So I remember a schoolboy excitedly tells his mother, Mom, I was the only one in the class who answered the question. The mother happily asked her son, what was the question? The son answered, who didn't finish today's assignment? Okay? Don't be like this little boy, okay, who's the only one who got the answer to the question, but the question is actually something that's not positive, okay? It's very negative, okay? So here's actually an inspirational message from Reynold. Okay, Dr. Ray Gapuz, I had difficulty when I did my test. It's super hard. I stopped at 75. Took me 4 hours and 25 minutes. My last question was about osteoporosis. Fill in the blank. Most of the questions was the SATA type, which was very confusing. Thank God there's Gapuz review. Just a tip for the nurses taking the NCLEX, always remember the strategies on how to select the best answer. That's your weapon. Well, he posted this publicly on my social media account. The good thing about Gapuz review is their style of teaching. It is very methodical. They have a way of for nurses to remember the concept. There's always a repetition. It's like a mastery of the whole 4-year BSN program into a 20-day review class. And it's good, and there's no dull moment, and it's actually a fun-filled class. Dr. Gapuz, I remember the contents of your ABCs of passing foreign nursing exams. That book is phenomenal. I kept my copy, and I'm a proud Gapuz babe here. Thank you very much. And somebody named MJ replied, we'll keep this in mind. So those of you, you are all receiving a PDF copy of my book. And then those who actually are included in the top 10, we're going to send you personal emails, and you will receive physical copies of a learning package from me. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much for joining me. I am your mentor. Don't forget, Mentor Ray, your fact check buddy. And this is me asking you, if you have other requests, please don't hesitate to send me a note through my email, mentor.raygapuz@gmail.com. Bye-bye. Thank you. Here's the disclaimer.